entry-level gaming PC. You see that a lot on the Facebook marketplace, and for those people who are not familiar with computers, they fall for this. And in my opinion, wording can definitely scam you. I mean, you think about it. $65 for an entry-level gaming PC. I mean, you see the words gaming, you see entry, you know, $65. That's gotta be a great deal, right? Wrong. So I got in the Facebook marketplace and I saw this for $60, the entry-level gaming PC. I'm gonna post pictures up here. I'm already scrolling through them and I'm like, geez, you know, somebody is gonna get suckered for this, and somebody is gonna pick it up and they're gonna probably load up Fortnite and some other stuff, and they're gonna be like, what in the world? Number one, your first red flag should always be the price. I mean, you're not gonna get an entry-level gaming PC for $65. You're just not. Sometimes I've gotten lucky and I've had it, but for most people, you're not. And then number two, you're looking at the case and you can see the drive cage, and just the way it looks, it's just not gaming capable, at least in 2024. You might be able to play some old games. And then looking at the specs and everything, I mean, Phenom? Really? Phenom CPU? But, I mean, slap a lipstick on pig and, you know, that's just the way it rolls. Now, I get a lot of feedback for some of the PCs that I flip together and sell on the channel, especially when I'm selling like i7 3rd and 4th gens. But I will still say, I still sell those computers. I sell them cheap, usually for about $100, $150. I'll throw in a mouse, monitor, keyboard that I'm able to get cheap. I'll be into the computer roughly $60, making a $90 profit on it. But at least that computer can still game. I mean, you can play most games on it, especially if you pop in something like, let's say, an RX 580 or a 1060. That is an entry-level gaming PC, just in my opinion. So I did the right thing. I offered $40, and I want to see how well a $65, or in my case, because I offered a $40 gaming PC, works in 2024. So I got to go to the bank. I got to get some money. I also need to pick up the little human that I'm responsible for. So let's go do that real quick, and we'll go pick this computer up. Nice little place this dude got over here. So picked it up, made the deal, $40 for the win, and here we are. So now I've already done the smell test. I don't smell any roaches, funk, or anything like that. Just kind of looking at it. It's a 500-watt Rocketfish power supply, which is fine. And well, the specs is like 32 gigs, a GT 210. Yeah, entry-level budget gaming PC. I think that's a stretch, but the case is actually not in bad condition, which is a good thing. And I'm going to explain another reason why I bought this at the end of the video. So let's get this to the house, fire it up, see how well a $60 or $65, $40 entry-level gaming PC works, and then go into more depth of why this still, even though not really a gaming PC, why it is still worth it. So let's head back. Of course, a few days later, as life gets busy and I just forget about things. But anyway, just give you a little sample. Been busy picking stuff up. A lot of cool videos coming out. Stay tuned for all this stuff. But now back to our prize, or our scam. Probably definitely a scam. So this is supposed to be a Phenom. I forgot the specs, I'll be honest with you. And I'm using my phone to record, but I'll post it on the screen. But it's a Phenom, and I do know it has a GT 210. Woo! Huge powerhouse. This thing is, it was actually in worse condition. I wiped it down. I at least did that because it just was gross. Don't smell like roaches and none of that. We've already gone through that. But, you know, we got a DVD drive. And this case is actually not bad, and I'll talk more about some of the value of this later, despite the value it doesn't have. It came with a keyboard, and this keyboard was more disgusting, but I wiped that down too. But, you know, yeah, they highlighted that has a mouse and keyboard. At least the mouse is, you know, somewhat nice. A Dell mouse. I usually pick these up at the thrift stores for about $1, so that's a bonus. And then when I sell a computer, I like to sell it with a mouse and keyboard. But I can tell you right now, this keyboard, I don't think I'm going to spend the effort to save it. But anyways, let's pop this thing open. All right, let's see. Got a Raid Max fan, and it has the blue LED, which is nice. I remember back in the day, I loved grabbing these fans, just getting a little nice color inside my computer, but it's got the plexiglass, which that's all right. And just roughly diving into it, at least they were honest about the specs. I mean, they didn't try to fluff that up. I mean, of course, they labeled this as an entry-level gaming PC, but Phantom was released back in, I think, 2010. So this thing is 14 years old. So, yeah. For the memory, which, oh, that was loose. That might have given me an issue. Got a bunch of this blue. Let's see. Corsair DDR3. These are 8 gigs, so 8, 4, 16, so 32 gigs of memory. Which, believe it or not, that is a little bit of value because I still get computers that come in needing DDR3 memory. And if I get an i7 3rd or 4th gen CPU real cheap, pop in 16 gigs of memory, and yeah, so still some value there. I like to keep it around. 3rd and 4th gen Intel i7, still good, folks. Now for our SSD, which they did the favorite thing that I love to do. I do this all the time. Just one screw, hold it down, and it's secure. I mean, these things weigh nothing. Says Win 10. Windows 10, 256 gig, 2017, so 7-year-old drive, but depending on how much or how it was used and abused, they still hold up pretty well. There's our 210, no supplemental power. Our motherboard is a MSI. It's the AM3 flavor. And if you're looking at a computer and you see IDE or floppy on it, it's a pretty good chance that it's not an entry-level gaming computer in 2024. Just saying. Now this is pretty cool. This is a little thermal probe. I think the front is supposed to give you temperatures. That's nice. We got a nice little fan over here. Don't know who makes it. Looks like they took the sticker off, but that's okay. I probably would do the same thing too, but I would actually clean this off, make it look prettier. And our power supply, the Rocket Fish 500 watt 80 plus. They're not bad power supplies for entry level, like real entry level gaming PCs, but the problem with this one, which I'm kind of bummed about, this is the PCIe connectors. Yeah, no connectors included. I asked the seller about that, and I had a conversation about the seller with this, and it did not go well. We'll talk more about that at the end of the video, but with all that being said, let's fire her up and see what she does, or pretty much doesn't do. Let's power it up. Man, that button is a little sticky. Maybe I gotta flick the switch. There we go. We got a beeps. See if it posts. Now this graphics card does have HDMI, so that's okay. And look at that. Fancy. 890 FXA GD70. Please wait. Oh, recoveries. So let's see. Restart my PC. They probably shut it down like really quick, but that's fine. Now, I don't know how well this comes out in the camera, but you can see 73 degrees Fahrenheit. This is a really cool LED for the HDD, the power. That's kind of nice. So we got a fresh install of Windows, which I went ahead and actually did that off camera. So let me get this thing updated, put some games in here, and see if this really is a capable entry-level gaming PC. Probably not. So I spent some time with this Joker, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this thing is laggy and not a ideal experience. Now we're running Windows 10, and this is 14 years old, and as you can see, they're not working too well together. Anytime you do anything, like right now the CPU is idling at 11, but if I open just any program, it spikes up to 60 to 80%. It gets laggy, so not much to be expected from there. And then the other issue is the GT210. I can only run the Windows drivers. There's no support for later drivers, obviously, as old as it is. So that's the other issue. And then it's 512 megs of memory. None of the modern DirectX support. So yeah, not much you can do with it. So what I am going to do is I dug around in my graphics card box, and I found myself a 1050 Ti that does not require supplemental power because, like I said, it doesn't have the cables. Bummer. unfortunate. So I've done a couple of updates on it. Let's pop in the 1050 Ti, and I'm just going to run a game of Fortnite, because typically I found that people that are looking for entry-level gaming PCs, that is one game that they're definitely trying to get into as far as the gaming PC world. The other one is GTA 5. I'm not even going to attempt GTA 5 on this, and probably trying Fortnite is a waste of my time, but for the sake of saying that we did, let's jump into it. So a little bit later, and we got the 1050 Ti. Had to do an update to the most latest version of Windows 10, which I noticed by going to the more recent version of it, this thing is actually running a lot slower. So as far as gaming performance, I can't get Fortnite to run on this, and I'll show you exactly what it does. You click on it, this is as far as I get, and yeah, it does that, and it doesn't open up the game. To be expected for a CPU that is 14 years old, as slow as this thing is running. I mean, even with a potato graphics card, still doesn't want to work. Unfortunate. I mean, this is an entry-level gaming PC. I should be able to enter the world of Fortnite and other games because that's what it's claimed, but obviously not. That's what you call a scam. It's unfortunate, but I knew that when I bought this. So I'm not going to even waste any more time with this, like trying other games. I've tried a couple of things to try to get this game working. Yeah, I'm just done with this. So let's wrap this up, give you some suggestions to avoid this, and also talk about, is this a complete loss? So if you're in the market trying to get a gaming PC or a PC that's capable of gaming, don't fall for the hype of gaming PC, intro gaming PC, entry-level gaming PC, high-spec gaming PC, because a lot of the time the title is overhyped and you pretty much could be getting jumped. Now, when you find the ad of a computer that you're potentially interested in, the one thing I recommend is, number one, research the specs. In this case, the only thing I will give the seller is that he did disclose that it was a Phantom. But doing research, we see that it's a 14-year-old CPU. Don't fall for the big names, AMD, NVIDIA, Intel. If it's an NVIDIA graphics card, what is it? Is it something like a 980, a 1080, or is it even a 210? If it says Intel, is it an Intel 6700, 9700, or even a 970, or in this case, an AMD Phantom? Look at the specs, research the specs, how old they are, and then compare it to the game that you're trying to look for so you can see if this system will hold up to the game that you're trying to play. And one thing I definitely do recommend, if they're claiming that it could play such games as high frame rates and all that stuff, ask for a video. Now, that could work two ways. They could give you a video of somebody playing this on YouTube and they just screen recorded it, or they could have another computer hooked up, but it lessens the chance that you're going to get a junk one that can't play the games that they're claiming. I typically request for video. I don't do that as much as I should, primarily because I assume the risk and I know what I'm getting into, but ask for a video, and if the seller's not willing to do that, walk away. So with all that being said, this is junk, but there is a few good parts that I could utilize, and that's why it's not a complete wash, at least for me. Number one, the DDR3. I still have Intel 3rd and 4th gen computers that come into the garage that need upgrades or I'm able to flip, so to have extra of that memory is pretty good. The solid state, I could repurpose that in another build. And this power supply, even though it doesn't have the power for the graphics card, there are ways that you can add power for it. I could get the cables and still stay really cheap within the budget. And even this case, if I clean it up, spruce it up real nice, I could pop something like an Intel i7 4th gen, put in something like a 970, and that would still be a good entry-level gaming PC. And I could sell that for about $100 to $150, throw in a mouse, keyboard, and a monitor, and that's some pretty decent bang for the bucks, and those are still holding up well. And anytime I get them in that cheap, they move real quick in the garage. And as far as the seller, I did reach out to him, and I was very curious on their whole mindset or what they were trying to do with this computer. I messaged the seller on the Facebook marketplace, and I told them, said, hey, you claim this to be an entry-level gaming PC and that this can play all different types of games, and I can't get nothing to work. The first thing he says, well, you don't know what you're doing. Which he's probably right. I never know what I'm doing. I just kind of go along with the flow. But still, I should be able to at least play Fortnite or play some type of game. But he just didn't seem to care. So then I asked, well, considering that I can't get this thing working, are you willing to show me, or if I bring it to you, can you at least get this thing programmed to play games? He said, nope, that's your problem, not mine. So then I asked, well, can you refund it since I can't even get this thing running? And I showed him a video of what it was doing and how just horrible this experience is. And pretty much he told me, go bleep myself and block me. That is a pure scammer, and that's what you need to be wary of. So unfortunately, these computers are out there, scammers are out there. It is what it is. It's not much you can do about it. Hopefully this video educates somebody that is looking to get a PC and doesn't know much about it. My biggest recommendations, like I talked about before, but also reach out to somebody. Find a friend, get some opinions, watch some YouTube videos. Questions, email me, dlmtechgarage@gmail.com. I get a lot of questions about PCs that people are looking to buy or upgrades paths, and fortunately we've been able to save some people from making some bad decisions. This type of computers do show up in the garage, and a lot of the times there's not much I can do. Sometimes there is something I can do. Fortunately, through Patreon and donations from a lot of you guys, we're able to upgrade them, get them a better PC and get them going. And it's nice to help people out. So, you know, if you're interested in helping out or, you know, supporting the channel, always watch the videos, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I do have a Patreon, link below, or just email me at dlmtechgarage@gmail.com. I get a lot of emails about people who donate parts, and a lot of the times I'm able to help people because of those donations. So I greatly appreciate it. No obligations, just another avenue in case somebody's interested. So comment down below, let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. Is there any life left in this Phenom CPU? What are your experiences with scammers and what you've seen on the Facebook marketplace? And what suggestions do you recommend to avoid this? If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next.